Welcome to part 3 of my behind the scenes and how to storyboard in Blender video series, where I go through my storyboarding process and showcase how I use my add-on action boards to create animatics. In the previous 2 parts, I showed how I block out my scenes and thumbnail my storyboards. In this video, I will show you how I use audio and text notes in my workflow and how I clean up my drawings. If you are new to this video series, you can find the links to parts 1 and 2 in the video description. You might have noticed there's audio in some of my storyboard scenes. I like to use audio to time out my drawings. To add audio into a scene, I need to first toggle the dope sheet into the video sequencer. To do this, I use the shortcut Shift plus Tab. When I press Shift Tab, the dope sheet will become the video sequencer. Pressing it again toggles back to the dope sheet. So, when the video sequencer is open, I can now add an audio strip by accessing the Add menu from the header. Inside it, we look for an option called Sound. Clicking it will pop up a window prompting me to select an audio file. Now, when I play back the scene, we can hear the audio.
Hey, zero! Hey, zero!
By default, Blender doesn't show waveforms for audio, so I always make sure to turn it on after importing the sound file. I then use the waveform to inform where I place my drawings. The audio can be shifted by dragging it, or shortened by clicking and dragging the ends of the audio strip.
Hey! Hey!
As well as including audio in my animatics, I also like to include text notes for all my dialogue. I can do this with action boards by using its annotations feature, which takes advantage of Blender's marker system. As you can see in my scenes, there are various markers on the timeline, and when I press Enter to jump into the editorial workspace, these markers appear as text notes. To add one, all I do is go into my scene and click the Add Annotation button in the Dope Sheet side menu. This creates a new marker that I can add text to with the text input box underneath of the button. Now when I jump back to editorial, that text will now appear in my video. If I want to leave a gap in between my text, I add a blank marker. I do this by erasing any text in the text field. As you can see, when I enter back into the editorial, there is now a gap between my text notes. There are also special characters I use to identify different types of notes. If I start the text with an exclamation point, it will have the text appear on the top in red. This is great for top notes. If I start the line with a star, it will appear purple to indicate a change is made to the text. I can also start the line with a hashtag, make the text orange. Anyway, once I've in my markers, I line them up with my audio and use them as a visual guide to help place my keyframes for my grease pencil drawings. Jumping over now to my storyboard file, you can see what my cleanup artwork looks like. Quite a big jump in quality from my quick thumbnails. My thought process when cleaning up can be quite complicated, so I won't break it down in detail, but I will do a quick demonstration of me cleaning up a drawing. I like to separate my rough drawings and my line art onto separate layers, and hide the rough drawing when I'm finished. Quite often, when I'm cleaning up, I'll rotate my camera to get a better angle for drawing. Action Board's hotkey for camera rotation is Shift plus middle mouse button. To double check that my artwork isn't wonky, I'll mirror my camera with the hotkey Ctrl plus F. There's also a physical button to mirror the camera under the camera controls menu. I also use a dedicated layer for my fills. I use Blender's paint bucket tool for most of the fills, as it works like an autofill / matting tool. For whatever reason, it calculates fills better when set to negative mode. So I work this way and click on the area outside of where I want to fill it. Another thing to keep in mind with fills with grease pencil is that lines and fills are treated as materials. So if you want to fill an object, make sure you have the fill material selected. If you try to fill with a line material, you will just get an outline to your object instead of the intended fill. There's also a holdout fill you can use which acts like an eraser. These are just a few of the tools I use when I'm cleaning up my storyboards. This concludes part 3 in this how-to video series. The next video will be the final part. In it, I will showcase how I edit my animatics with Action Board's editorial workspace, as well as showcase many of the add-on's exporting options. Till next time, see ya!